Right. Hey everyone, it's post-editing Seshto. I messed up the recording, so the commentary I did with this is completely, it's not good. The microphone volume was way too loud and it was just an uncomfortable experience for everyone. So I'm going to do, for like the next two videos, which is going to include the final video, I'm just going to do like a post-commentary type thing. So we're playing as Grimlock, hunting down the rest of the Dinobots. And a lot's been happening recently, so I know I've been a bit, relaxed with the upload schedule. That's just because a lot has been going on recently. I went to Comic-Con, and that was on Saturday, and it was actually really fun. It was bloody hot, and I met quite a few people. Actually, I met a lot of people I knew from before that I met about 3 years ago, last time I went, and one artist actually remembered me, and that was actually a really nice feeling. So yeah, being able to talk to her again and see what else she's come up with. I got her art book because I'm a bit of a sucker for art, so I make irresponsible financial decisions, but we move forward. I also met Alistair Duncan. Now, if you don't know who that is, because the name probably doesn't ring a bell, that is the voice actor behind Mimir from God of War, and Celebrimbor from the Lord of the Rings Shadow of War trilogy with Talion. Yeah, it was really cool meeting him. They had a lot of people, a lot of celebrities there that I actually didn't check this time. So when I showed up, I was quite surprised at seeing him, because he is one of my voiceover inspirations. And it was just really surreal. I was super nervous to meet him and to talk to him, and I just kept fumbling over my words, and I just had to say, just give my appreciation, really. And then I left and I said to myself, something feels off. I started to get a sort of tingle in my stomach, or around that area. And I basically said, I need to get a picture. So ran back halfway across the stadium, across the center, to find him. And I just said to him, look, I've got to get a picture. So luckily there was no line, because I circled back around after most of the day. It was really interesting to meet him. And yeah, it was a really fun experience. A lot of people with really cool costumes. I was never one for taking pictures. I probably should have taken a lot more pictures, but I'm not one of those guys who likes to do that. I like to kind of live in the moment, and that's how I've always done things. So I don't actively chase people down. I just like to have a conversation with you, and okay, I've died again. So nothing really new in terms of that. I still die even if I'm playing as a massive walking tank. So yeah, but it was really cool, really fun experience. I bought a lot of art pieces. Yeah, Comic-Con was really cool. I cannot fault it. Yeah, I got kind of lost here. I'm still getting lost. All these Insecticons are coming around, and I'm trying to figure out where exactly I'm supposed to be heading. Something was telling me that I was supposed to go through that door, but then the door wasn't moving, So I kind of cut that one out, but then I went back there and I'm thinking, maybe if I touch it, something will happen. Nothing happened. So then I suppose I started to work by elimination and just say to myself, well, maybe if I kill everything, something will happen. So now I'm looking for the way forward, because I'm thinking the door's not working. And then something clicked in my brain, and I was like, that stands out, that pillar. That has to be something that I do. Then I go back to the door because I'm thinking, well, something has to be working here. What I'm not realizing is that there's still a bug on the wall. Right there. And then, yep, there we go. Then I realize. And now all of a sudden, progression.
Your combat efficiency has only marginally improved. Your failure to change forms hinders your progress.
Then show me how!
The Insecticon Kickback has volunteered to assist you in unlocking your full potential.
I remember you, Grimlock. Do you remember me? Me?
Kick back.
He has a serious speech tick. He should get that addressed.
Slow! Once again, we have to put you in your place.
I forgot how these enemies worked. I believed that there was something I had to do, like a block or a parry, and then I realized, oh no, it's a running gag with these types of enemies where you just have to hit them in the back. So now the main challenge was actually trying to get to the back. But that wasn't too bad, yeah, it wasn't too bad. I've been feeling very inspired recently. I think it might have just been from yesterday. It might have just been from Saturday from Comic-Con. I've just been feeling very inspired to tackle things. So I took some advice from Mr. Duncan about voiceovers that I would be a fool not to implement, so I'm gonna try and redo some voiceover demos, take some of that advice. So now we've got Big Angry, and we're finally able to change into our dino form, which should not be possible. But I'm gonna try and make new voiceover demos. I'm not liking the last one I made because I did update it, but I'm not sold on it after a couple more listens. So I'm gonna try and give that a revamp. And I feel like it's just an experience for me. Like this YouTube channel and that. If I could, I would love to really be a professional voice actor, and I would like to use that consistently. Not just do that as like a part-time hobby. But I think everything should be taken as an experience. Even this YouTube thing, you know, I do it because, well, let's let the cutscene play first.
Time for me to take my leave.
So I do it, you know, I do it as a new experience. Everybody should try something. I have a very big, what's the word? Aversion to online stuff. I don't know why, I just do. So this is a form of me being able to step out of that.
Boss, just give me your hand. Pull me up. Where is Sludge? He didn't even make it out of the caves. Snarl.
So something here.
Shockwave.
Yeah, this made no sense to me.
Extensive testing. Shockwave.
Because I thought it was just a visual glitch and that if I walked forward it would snap back to Grimlock, but it didn't. And this was the first time I've ever encountered something like this. So it was quite interesting, and I realized that it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna snap back, so I just have to restart the checkpoint and just see if that would actually fix the issue. So that's what we do. We restart the checkpoint and just pray that it didn't send me all the way back, which it didn't, just back to the cutscene. So that was a blessing.
Time for me to take my leave.
But yeah, the YouTube thing, so yeah, the YouTube thing is, you know, it's for personal growth. If anybody, you know, watches it, whether they're eating food or, you know, stuff to watch in the background or something like that, that's completely fine with me. That's all watch time, that's all something great. I don't mind. You know, I just appreciate the support, really. Just the fact that somebody watches is enough for me. Everybody should try something at least one time in their life. Nothing's ever gonna go perfectly the first time you do it, but it's about giving it a try at least, because at least then you know whether it was for you or not. It's easy to dismiss something as, oh, you know, it's not for me, or it's not, oh, it's too much effort, but it's just, you know, give it a shot, see how you feel about it, and you never know where it could take you. But it's nice to see, you know, at least a few views, because it's the motivation. But yeah, even though it's for personal growth, I do feel like, you know, it's nice when you see people watching your stuff. It is that motivation to say, you know, you're not being unnoticed, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's narcissistic to say, but it's one of those things where it's not a sign of success. It's a sign of progression. It's times like this where I'm thankful for the ability to not have to aim. I just pick up a barrel, aim in a general direction, and generally it's all fine. And now we're back to the hacking and slashing. Although the dino form recharges fairly quickly, it is kind of, it's sort of difficult to gauge when you really need it, because Grimlock himself isn't that weak. You know, there's no real advantage right now to using that dino form, so I just stayed off it. The execution was doing everything I needed it to. One thing I'm actually going to try and do nowadays is I'm going to try write my own stories, and then when I'm satisfied with it, I'm going to dub them and then just post them online. I feel like that would be something I'd be really interested in doing. So we activated the dino form here because I think what I wanted was the AoE. So the AoE doesn't actually exist for normal Grimlock, but when you use your dino form, you do have that tail swipe, and that does help when it comes to swarmers. And those bots were just standing at the door for some reason. Well, they're dead now. Unfortunately, we take no prisoners. I never understood the mechanics of putting a flamethrower into a T-Rex. Like, a T-Rex doesn't have a flamethrower. There wouldn't have been that function for Shockwave to man. That must just be some twisted joke, or something that Shockwave did to add more firepower. But what I would be interested in is actually not a flamethrower, more like a freeze ray. Do you ever think like a Dinobot would be created that would have sort of like a liquid nitrogen breath? Instead of burning, it freezes things. I think that would be quite cool. in context, that does sound actually, yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
Snarl, is that you?
Grimlock, get me out of here!
That's Snarl.
How precious! You've come to rescue your little friend.
I've come to tear you apart, Shot.
It was interesting. I found it interesting at the time how every one of the Dinobots is so unique. And then you have Snarl, who just sounds like a normal guy. You had Grimlock, who's just angry and jaded. You had Swoop, who's your typical Jersey guy. You know, relaxed and just go with the flow. You had Slug, who's like this philosophical, wise, you know, Kevin Michael Richardson type voice. Not exactly, but sort of that sort of cadence. And then you just got Snarl, who's just your regular guy. he's just a dude. He's just there. Hey, get me out of here. And it's quite interesting how all the Insecticons, although they speak with the same cadence, the same tone, that sort of nasally kind of effect, they have their own little personalities. Like Kickback repeated things 3 times, Hardshell barely spoke, and Sharpshot's just an ass. Chomp. I have been satisfying my lust for the chomp. So the main goal was just to target the generators. And now that Sharpshot was talking all that mad shit, he gets what he deserves.
Snarl is pretty messed up, Grimlock.
We need to find some place to patch him up. This will do. Snarl is leaking bad. Find something to stabilize him.
Nice.
Our target world displays early forms of carbon-based life, both botanical and reptilian.
Alert. Space bridge testing will be conducted periodically. Terminals may suffer from temporary power loss.
Let the light in. We can no longer be degenerates. The light, it's too blinding.
Look at that.
This must be an observation deck. Look at these energy readings. Power's off the scale. Grimlock, the Decepticons are using that tower to rip open a portal in space. We've got to notify Optimus. No, I can handle this. But I already...
Grimlock, is that you? You're alive. We feared the worst. Are you all right?
Shockwave is opening a space bridge to another world, rich with energy.
We cannot allow Megatron to plunder another world the way he has Cybertron.
For once, we agree.
Return to base. We will face this together.
You're weak, Optimus. You run when you should fight. I'm taking the space bridge down.
Grimlock, wait.
This whole place is coming apart. Kickstar, get out of here. I'll lower the blast shield.
It's too dangerous.
Now!
The light was too blinding. We have to close the curtains. Return to the darkness. Ah, crap. Save me!
Crazy.
Hey, we Dinobots gotta stick together!
So this was a nice little section.
Get to the tower!
It's probably the only Autobot flying area. Actually, no, there's one in the last mission.
What the? Now! Shoot it! You need Decepticon! I have an
But this was very reminiscent of Darksiders 1, the Griffin scene, when you're flying to the Twilight Cathedral. It was quite nice. I did like this section. I like it when, you know, there's a sense of traveling involved. They do like that sort of scenery though, where you're in a tight space and then it opens up into a bigger one. They do that a lot with the flying sections. Not that I'm complaining. So I kind of didn't, I didn't realize what I was supposed to do. So I just flew straight into the ship, not realizing that I needed to back up and take it down, because that was the thing that was shooting me. But it's all sorted with minimal damage, so now we're free to go and fly up to the space bridge. Or not. The invisible hand of plot.
Coming for you, Shockwave.
And now we destroy them all. We all die here. Just hacking and slashing and executing whenever I get it. That must be one hell of a sight. Because Grimlock's big. Like for a normal Cybertronian, he's up there. Ginormous fella. That Decepticon committed suicide and we're just gonna take it. Yep, that's fine with me. He'd rather jump off and die that way than face Grimlock. But I think Grimlock might be the tallest. I think he's taller than Megatron. So he probably is the tallest bot that isn't specifically like a Titan or a Sentinel. So now we fight some Decepticon Leapers. And there was actually an achievement here that I never got before. It was to... I was trying to remember it right, and I think I ended up like finalizing myself to thinking that I had to throw an explosive barrel. I had to throw an explosive barrel at a Leaper while he was in the air. Which actually was quite difficult. But luckily this section offers a bunch of Leapers. So you have loads of opportunities. It was just about getting the right moment to present itself. But that happened a lot, where it was just underneath. And the thing is, you can't execute Leapers either, so you're playing a very risky game. Because if you can't execute them, you can't regain your health. But then I think on this one we managed to get it, and that's when the achievement popped up. Surprisingly, not many people have it. Well, either that's because it's a bit of a pain, or because maybe people can't get this game anymore. Either way, I feel special. I think at this point I was telling myself that they might just respawn indefinitely. So I wasn't going to waste my time constantly hacking at them. I was going to try and just destroy them as quickly as I could, so that I have some breathing room to tackle these two consoles. And now it's our final confrontation with Shockwave, who's just chilling.
Shockwave, you're finished.
You didn't think I'd build something so powerful such as you, and not have a way to control it. Now, sit there like a good pet while I finish my work. Megatron, I have successfully opened a bridge to the target world. The portal is stable and ready for you.
Excellent, Shockwave. Trypticon's conversion into the Nemesis spaceship is now complete. We will be launching for the portal shortly. I want you to stay behind to manage things on this end.
As you wish, Megatron.
I've reached maximum levels of Angie. I am maximum Angie.
No one controls Grimlock.
Impossible.
I'm going to eat you now. Nom 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 nom. So I got a little more than we bargained for there when it came to destroying the space bridge. And the whole thing is kind of melting down. The sensitivity, however, on Dino form is atrocious. The good thing here, though, is that you have unlimited Dino form, so you can just run unless the game stops you like it did just then.
Integrity compromised. Evacuate. Evacuate.
Power coming down.
But the goal is just to get the hell out of Dodge. But until then, we pick our last victim, which was a completely different guy to the one I initially picked. It's all fun in the end.
Prime, the space portal Grimlock identified is becoming unstable.
How much time do we have?
Impossible to know. The sooner we launch the Ark, the better.
Optimus, take whatever spark that remains within me. Use it to light your way across the stars.
Metroplex, my friend. You don't have to do this. There's no guarantee you have enough energon to even get us to the space bridge.
This is my choice.
Your sacrifice will not be forgotten.
Till all are one.